Now, we're hearing that participating banks and financial institutions in government's COVID-19 business alleviation program will be retaining the 3% interest to be paid by beneficiaries. This is according to the Executive Director for the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, Aboagye-Wiafe. She believes the stimulus package will help beneficiaries to sustain the operations.
Get an idea of what the impact was on their businesses and where we should really target the financing and what the needs were. So that is how the assessment and decision on everything, even their doom loans, the need as small loans came out of.
So are the banks also allowed to put in the interest? Because don't forget, they are also going to do documentations and all that, and their staff and all that. Would they also be allowed to put in?
No, they won't be allowed to put in.
So how would they also, who will pay for their cost?
So that's the 3%, right?
Yes, so the 3% is going to the banks.
Yes.
The banks take the 3%.
They will take the risk of it as well. So I think that it's important to note that, as I said, it's not normal times. So we can't do normal things. I can't give you 20, 30%. I can if I want to. However, we need to strengthen our businesses. We need to get the businesses on. We need to sustain them. Some of them are suffering. They cannot even pay interest that much. So we need to be able to help them. And so that's why the president is saying, let's relieve them. Let's make it an emergency fund. Let's give them interest rates that are lower, not what we've done. Not ask them, bring all the collateral, do this, do that, right? So that they can stand still. And it's emergency. It's now. In a week, 2, 3 weeks, or a month, it would be over. There would be nothing to sustain. So we need to act really within a set time. And that's what we're doing.
So the banks agreed to take the 3%?
Of course, if they didn't, they wouldn't have committed.
Well, so far about 7 banks, including the ARB Apex Bank, are on board to help with the disbursement process. Yes, Mrs. Aboagye-Wiafe again.
Financial institutions based on their reach. So one, ARB Apex Bank. It is a rural bank across the nation and various districts, has a footprint. And so it's one of our main partners to be able to get these access to finance to the people on the ground.
What about I want to know the banks that are involved actually, the universal banks, especially.
There are local banks currently that we are working with. GCB has the footprint as well, CBG has the footprint as well. ARB Apex is the majority of it because of the footprint, and I think we need to look at it from that angle because ARP looks at the districts level, and also through them the investments are made. So for most people, or for loans, you know, there are 2 types of loans. There's the ADOM loans, which looks at the micro, and then there's the NIDASOR, which looks at the higher ends of the micro, small, and medium. And with those funds, the assessment is done purely by the financial institutions, but not the same way they have done their access to finance, but totally different now. And once they are able to go through the process, the banks then recommend for approval or not approval. Okay? After it's gone through that approval or non-approval stage, then they will disburse the funds to the beneficiaries into the accounts. Then after that process, they also monitor the process to make sure that people are paying back and provide the needed support to make sure people are paying back.
So how many of them are on board now as we speak?
We have, I know that for the rural banks, they have 800 footprint across. We have about 6 or 7 of the financial institutions and who have come on board and are willing to work and support, and also for the micro, we're trying to use the telcos to disburse because it's not everybody who also has access to the banks, and we're trying to encourage them. One of the things we are trying to do for the MSMEs is to ensure that we encourage them to do the right things as well, or put in place the right structures